Well, Chicken Christmas. I tell you, I saw that guy come up over the hill, and I said to myself, well, Chicken Christmas. Who is that?
Welcome to another episode of 3 Minute Critics. I'm probably Eric.
I'm definitely Tony. Today, we are going to be reviewing yet another wonderful Nicolas Cage film.
Yes.
This is episode 7
and
in the Nicolas Cage series of reviews. And today's movie is Honeymoon in Vegas.
Oh, my goodness.
Rated PG-13 from 1992.
Long time
starring
ago.
Nicolas Cage. Obviously.
Yeah,
Jimmy Caan.
Jimmy Caan.
And SJP. Sarah Jessica Parker. Directed by Andrew Bergman. Eric!
Yes, sir.
Would you mind telling the lovely folks out there what this film is about?
I wouldn't mind at all.
Good, then do it.
I shall. After losing $65,000, a professional gambler and con man Tommy Corman, played by James Caan, penniless private investigator Jack Singer, Nicolas Cage, agrees to let Corman borrow his beautiful fiancée Betsy, SJP.
Who does that?
For a Hawaiian getaway to pay off his gambling debts. But when Betsy, who looks just like Corman's late wife, begins to fall for a charismatic captor, the commitment-phobic singer must race against the clock to track them down and win her back. Man, that sounds like an exciting ride, doesn't it?
Good premise.
Well, let's...
Wife swapping.
Let's start 3 minutes as we do here and talk about this sucker. Tony, your thoughts on Honeymoon in Vegas?
So I think in a way, this film was a little Jiminy Glick there.
Yeah,
I think in a way this film was sort of the beginning of codifying Nicolas Cage's crazy, erratic film acting.
You mean his on-tilt acting?
But I will say, the on-tilt acting that he does do in this film, it works great. And I think it's very funny. It's maybe a lot. It happens.
Oh, it's a lot funny.
It
happens a lot.
It happens
during the movie.
a lot,
That's
but it's
what you're
also
saying.
a lot funny. I mean, there are moments that are very memorable, very quotable. You know, the film is whatever. The premise is ridiculous, but it's meant to be ridiculous. That's the whole point of this film.
It is. I mean, Nicolas Cage he doesn't really want to get married, but Sarah Jessica Parker's character, Betsy, his girlfriend, is like pressuring him, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna.
He doesn't want to get married because his mother basically put a curse on him when she was on her deathbed.
Yes, it's a terrible thing to do to your son, right?
Yeah, Anne Bancroft, great little role.
Yeah, very brief, but very funny.
You know who else has a very brief cameo in this film?
Peter Boyle.
Yeah, Peter Boyle. He's not so brief.
Oh, but he's great.
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars. You're right. I
recognized. I didn't even know that, and I saw
check it out.
He's this big.
Seriously, in 1992, he is that big.
He's this big, and he's great. And I was like, oh my God, it's Bruno Mars.
That's a great thing too about this film. The entire film most of the film takes place in Vegas,
right, with a lot of different Elvis impersonators of all different ethnic backgrounds.
So super much fun. But getting to your point about Cage and how he is kind of on tilt this whole time because he's lost his fiance in a poker game, basically. Right. He's having to pay off this debt. When he and Sarah Jessica Parker are on screen together, arguing, and they're both on tilt, it is absolutely. They're both absolutely hilarious. She has some great lines too.
Yeah,
you brought me to Vegas and you turned me into a whore.
Yeah, all that stuff's funny, but it's not as funny as him. Without him in those scenes, she's not. I mean, I like SJP. I think she's good, but he makes those scenes work. In fact, I mean, like you said, the tilt is up a level. It's definitely high level pinball tilt, but it really works, and he makes me laugh. Because I laughed out loud.
He's
many
crazy
times.
the whole time, and because he just sort of, I don't know, he just unleashes that inner Nicolas Cage. That crazy
it's a little
that
Kramer.
You love,
and it's really fun. Very quotable. The crazy cameo by what's his name too,
by Peter Boyle.
By Peter Boyle, very funny. Oh, and Pat Morita's great. He's actually very good in this film. I really enjoyed him.
It is a campy story, but it moves along pretty quick, and
it does move along. It's worth watching.
It's just really it's just really enjoyable.
It's very enjoyable. It's fun. You buy it all the way through. I mean, you know it's stupid, but you let yourself suspend your disbelief and get into this film with a great ending.
It's the fun kind of Nicolas Cage that you want to see and hear. And speaking of hearing fun things, there's the car horn.
There's the car horn.
What does that mean?
I'll tell you what that means. That means it's time to rate this movie on a scale of 5 stars.
Oh yeah, it does.
Eric's gonna start off.
Hey, I love this kind of Nicolas Cage. This is the wild, just going crazy, saying whatever comes to his mind, Nicolas Cage, and he's fully on tilt, and I love that. I think the whole cast in this is great. It's a really enjoyable, fun 90s movie comedy, and I give this 4.
Wow.
Strong. 4 out of 5 stars. It's one of my.
That's a lot of stars.
It's one of my favorite.
Vegas.
It's one of my favorite Nicolas Cage comedies, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 4 stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Yeah. That's why I'm yelling.
I agree that Nicolas Cage is fun, super fun in this
Super
film.
fun.
Works really well with SJP. Caan is good too. He plays that role perfectly. He brings a sense of believability to the gangster role. He's a little old for that role.
No, he always fills that role well.
25 years older than SJP.
Doesn't matter.
I didn't love that, but
works.
he worked. It did work. It
He's
did
good.
work.
He's
Comedy's good. Ending's great. Also, a little cameo by what's his name from Blazing Saddles, playing one of the jumpers.
Burnham Gillian, yeah.
There you go. I never would have gotten that name. That's amazing that you had that tapped up and ready to go. I give this film, enjoyed it, 3.5 stars.
I could live with that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, again, as
and
always.
You're going to have to.
Yeah. Well, this is a fun film. I think we can both agree that something fun to go see.
Fun to go see or sit and see.
It's fun.
Because you ain't going to go nowhere
you
to see it.
You could stand and see it, too.
It ain't in the theaters.
Yeah, that's right. Not right now.
Not right. Nothing's in the theaters
But
right
you
now.
know what? That's it for this episode.
That's it for this episode.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
You know what I'd love for them to do?
I would love for them to subscribe.
I would love for them to comment.
Okay, let's do both.
You know what? And if you'd like our videos too, that'd be pretty nice. But until next time, we are
the 3
Minute
Critics. I'm gonna put my goose in a turtleneck.
Put my goose in a turtleneck.
I need my turtle back. I'm gonna turtleneck. I'm gonna put my goose
in a turtleneck. Ha!
My
My goose gets warm in a turtleneck.